Day 90 of posting every day until I hit 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, or at least like the video so that others can see it. So the other day I mentioned I had some funny stories with the very few and short-lived campaigns I've ever played. One of them, I had a DM, a friend who was a DM, who was willing to have a phone call session with me. So just a one-off, quick, brief. It was intended to keep going. It just never did past that one call. He was too busy. But I was just thankful to have the one time because I've barely got any experience, unfortunately. And so that was a nice little way to squeeze some more in. Well, long story short, I wanted to be a vampire, and he knows that as the DM. So he sets up a campaign of sorts to guide that into happening. Now, in these games, of course, if I want to do anything, if I say my character wants to follow that guy, or if he sets something up like somebody's doing something near you, you have to roll perception or initiative or stuff like that to see if you're successful in that and how it plays out. So keep that in mind. So this story is going to be smooth without the additions of like, oh, I rolled this or I rolled that. Yeah, it would just take too long. But long story short, I was in a tavern, my character. I wanted to be a vampire. He knows that. So he sets a situation up where there's this guy who kind of talks this girl into going out with him outside. And it's kind of obvious to my character that he's up to no good. He's going to do something awful. So I kind of like trail behind them and they end up in an alleyway, of course. And he goes to bite her or do something, which I, of course, intervene. He doesn't take, of course, a liking to that, and I almost die because vampires are massively powerful, and he's got me like by the neck, and he's gonna bite me, and Fang barely goes in before a knight-looking type being up on the rooftops calls out and saves me, jumps down and just like beheads this vampire with his sword, which then glows with light and burns off the blood off of it. And I was like, that's way cooler. I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be what that guy is, which was a paladin. So after the DM knows that, he has to kind of like change up on the spot where this is going. And maybe there was another phone call that finished this story. I only remember one, but maybe there were two because there's more to this, which is since I want to be a paladin now, not a vampire. Well, the vampire did nick my neck, which is enough to turn me, and I end up following the path to be a paladin. But the paladins, you go to like this church and they put you through this thing. I ended up in like a chair and then they do some kind of ritual thing. Well, I died. I think I failed a roll and I died because I ended up in the afterlife, which in D&D is kind of like Greek afterlife. So um, this is getting too long. I'll have to finish the story, but I'll tell you what happens tomorrow in the next video, what happens in the afterlife. Please subscribe.